when people receive some type of knowledge. That knowledge can be very, very powerful. There is knowledge out there that just gives you the ability suddenly to see for yourself what you are capable of. So now the problem is, in the moment where you are receiving some type of knowledge and you for yourself can understand your potential, I think it's not wanted. There is some type of knowledge people don't want that it's getting out there. Why? Because after you have this type of knowledge, after you practice and develop yourself, you cannot be controlled anymore. You cannot be influenced so easy anymore. Why? Because you see for yourself what you can do and what you can't do. You don't need to listen for anybody to tell you what you are able of and what you are not capable of. This is what it means to bring out the potential of someone. Which potential? The potential to express yourself. Everybody can be more than he thinks he is right now. And in the moment where is switching for you, everything change. The question is just, with what perspective are you watching into this lifetime? And this is why sometimes in the traditional and ancient Buddhist teachings, the main sentence of the Buddha is, with your thoughts you create the world. It's not easy to understand that sentence, and it's not obvious. It's not so obvious as it sounds. Because everybody, of course, would now say, yeah, just because I'm thinking there should be no war in this world doesn't mean there is no war. Well, because it's the misinterpretation of it, because this is not how it's meant. This world outside, that we have war, that we have poverty, that we have crime, all of these things, it will always exist. It will always exist. So what world is it for you to create with the thoughts? It must be a different one. I do think that if you are looking at the world already with predetermined concepts, looking at the world already with some type of expectation, then it's going to be very difficult to really see how the things are. So right understanding involves all these type of learning to see how the things are. Similar to that story, day and night, both at the same time. Same as the view, nothing in a way is permanent. The same way how you are realizing that many emotional states, many thoughts that are coming, they come and they go. None of them lasts. So that means there is a fluctuation of things. Right understanding means you're starting to look out in the world, observe just more around you to figure out maybe if there is a type of structure that you can see, things that are repeating. Because based on that, based on how much have you understood of how certain things in this world are functioning, based on that arises the right thought. what are you supposed to do right now? Give yourself a lecture. Give yourself a guideline that you are now trying to put it into practice. This guideline is that Noble Eightfold Path. Every day, think about what does right understanding mean to me. One way to do it is just do some research. What does right understanding mean? Based on that research, go back to yourself, look out in the world and try to understand what does right understanding mean. And then the next step, and what does the right understanding right now has to do with myself of which thoughts, what thoughts, and how are thoughts being created inside myself? So how does the way of how much you understand about this world affects the way of what type of thoughts are you cultivating? After you are starting to investigate of where your thoughts are coming from, you this time pay attention during that week everywhere where you're going. Take care about what is leaving your mouth. In which tone are you talking to people? What type of vocabulary are you using speaking with people? How is the intonation while you are talking to people? That means become aware of what is it that you are transmitting in the moment you are opening the mouth. Not necessarily what is it that you would want to transmit. First of all, also observe yourself. How does what is leaving your mouth is being communicated and is being understood by other people? Because it's not important what you mean by your words. It's important how does the other one understand it, what you just said. And that means a lot of misunderstanding can also be, let's say, reduced in the moment where you just become more aware of the impact of your words. And right speech integrates parts of what I just said right now. So being aware of what is it that you are saying. All of them merge together with that ethical conduct that you do not want to harm others, neither with your thoughts nor with your speech. So, then afterwards the following points, for example, the right behavior. It almost goes without saying that first we are thinking something, then we are talking about it, then we are doing the things. So same goes here. Now pay attention to the actions that you are putting within the next year into the daily being. Because it's another 365 years where a type of conditioning is taking place. And this conditioning is consisting of the actions that you are doing, the habits that you are having, the behavior that you are putting towards others. And now you must understand that this type of guideline, this type of Noble Eightfold Path is like centuries old. So what does it mean? It means that a lot of experience went into these type of statements. That means even if you are taking care of your right understanding, taking care of the right speech, taking care of the right thought, taking care of your right actions, but still you are embedded in a surrounding that by profession is causing harm, it's still at the end somehow difficult to really fully commit to that path. And this is now my interpretation why I think right livelihood does play an important role within the normal daily life. Because you can be and say that you're a really, let's say, person that doesn't want to cause harm. But then you must make it from beginning until end without any excuses in between, which also involves, therefore, the right livelihood. So number 6 is the right effort, meaning you know the path, you know what needs to be done. And sometimes doing the right things is a difficult thing to do, because it's not always what naturally arises. It is something that you need to condition yourself in. It is something you need to train yourself in doing so. And therefore I think right effort, meaning to continuously pay attention and have patience in fulfilling and trying to put this type of guidelines into your daily life. Now, right concentration, meaning to be aware of where you are focusing your energy, of where you are focusing your intention. That is already like beneficial if you just try to put as much as you understand from these paths into your daily life. But nevertheless, if somebody really wants to know what does it mean, you need to do the research. Yeah, you cannot really just rely on, let's say, my interpretation, because that's exactly what it is. It is my understanding of how these wordings do have a meaning in my life. Do you have the proper understanding in what you as a human being at the moment are embedded in? Meaning, if you think this world is about you, think again. Maybe you misunderstood something. That's why the right understanding is something very, very fundamental for everything else to follow. Yes? Then afterwards, after let's say you understand, okay, let's just assume I understand, or I can see apparently that there is a connection between us humans, between the people that you are dealing with. Let's just assume there is a connection. If there's a connection, merge together with the ethical conduct that you do not want to harm, which would normally automatically arise in the moment where you feel the connection. Then it means in the way of how I am thinking, in the way how I am talking, I do not want you to get any harm from that. So that means watch exactly what type of thoughts are you cultivating towards your colleagues at work. You regard them as being colleagues, that you are all working on the same mission, let's say. You're all pulling on the same rope, or you're regarding yourself being surrounded between your colleagues and this is about competing. These are moments where a thought can arise. Afterwards, same with the speech, same with the actions. Coming once again to the way how you are earning your daily life. And now the other three areas that we think need some improvement is the way, first of all, are you meditating? Do you have inside your daily life a meditative practice? In meditative practice, you find plenty of ways and plenty of explanations how to either get started with it or even to just get a glimpse of why would it be necessary to integrate this meditation inside of you. And meditation is the practical way. It's the practical way to start and see more. Why to meditate? To bring clarity to your life. What to do when I have clarity in my life? I start to see things better and therefore start once again to understand things better. So there you right now, for example, can see that meditative practice is very closely related also to the amount of how and what you are understanding. This is why it's not a chronology of steps that somebody is going through. All of this at the same time, as much commitment as you would like, as much effort as you would like to put into this type of practices. There are only two mistakes along this way. You are not starting this one, or you are not bringing this one to the end. That's it.
Thank you so much for joining us, watching the video and making it this far. All your support at MulliganBrothers.com makes this possible. It means we can get our film crew around the world. The all-new Memento Mori poster, a reminder that you are going to die, is in the link in the description. It's a poster with 80 years worth of tiny little boxes, and I've got mine shaded up until 30. And each week I'm reminded very strongly that I'm going to die. I see it every single day. And one day there's a box on there. Could be tomorrow, could be the week after, could be the week, who knows, that I will not shade in. One day I won't shade in a box. And that gets me motivated. It might not work for you, but it works for me. It's the most powerful tool I've used over the last year. And I can't tell you how much my productivity shot up being reminded that one day I would die. If you want to be reminded that you're going to die, use code STOIC at checkout for 10% off at MulliganBrothers.com, where you can also get the Inspire Change t-shirts and hoodies, where all the profits go back into creating this content. Thank you so much for everybody who supported us on Instagram as well, at Jordan Mulligan Brother, at Mulligan Brothers. Comment down below what you want to see next. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.